Yeah.
Whatever. All right, jabronis, we're back. I don't know if this... I've been dicking around with the audio and the video for over an hour now. I can't figure it out. I'm screwing something up. It's going to sound like garbage, I think. But if you can hear me a little bit...
Great preface.
We're good to go. So I apologize in advance, but, that's what you get when you guys don't support enough. You get garbage tech. Yeah, I'm blaming you guys. Yeah. Not you, brother.
Obviously, yeah.
Anyway, we're back with special guest Brandon Roper Hubbard, my brother. We're actually down here in Atlanta.
Yeah. Welcome to my casa. Yeah.
What's that?
Welcome to my casa.
I know to the Roper Hubbard compound.
Yeah.
It's a great facility. Yeah. I appreciate you having me for your birthday weekend celebration, even though we don't really celebrate adult birthdays.
Yeah, I just thought you were coming down to visit me, and it just so happened to be my birthday.
Exactly what we're doing. Exactly what we're doing. So,
yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, and if you guys don't like the audio, at least we have the Yankee game in the background. You can just focus on that and mute us.
Yeah,
and then just watch the game.
Watch the Yankees lose. Yeah, it is a nice background. This is a better background than the compound at the LPDS studios.
Yeah, well, I usually stare at the wall. Anything that I can do to avoid looking at your schnoz.
There you go. I'm just kidding. You go audio only. And then you just hear my schnoz whistling in the mic. We don't have an agenda today. We're just going to talk. But what we do have, of course, is a cage fact. And I think you brought it this time.
I did.
So why don't we just get right into it and step into the cage?
Yeah.
Okay, let's run.
So my cage fact of the day. Nope, we're not.
Gotta go sponsor.
Gotta go sponsor. That's right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's only my second time.
It's
super new.
So today's Into the Cage segment is proudly sponsored by Joshua's Jump and Hump Back Braces. Don't you hate when you're at the club on a Saturday night and you go to engage in a J&H sesh with a young lass and you end up pulling your back out from all the added weight? Well, now you don't have to deal with that anymore with Joshua's J&H back braces. Using the finest of bracing technologies, Joshua's braces are able to support up to 200 extra jumping pounds while hiding nicely underneath your leopard print button-down t-shirt. So to get yours today, visit www.flaglertavern.com/gov and use the promo code SHOTS for 4% off your first back brace.
That is a great product. I swear by it. I used it last night.
It's an important product.
Honestly, as we age, it is more and more important to take care of our physical health.
Physical, mental, everything.
Everything.
It starts with physical. We talked about that in the big three.
That's right.
Connecting the dots here, folks.
That's right. It's all connected.
It's all connected. So there you go.
Oh, what a great product. What a great product that is.
It really is. So go ahead with the fact.
Okay, now that we're back, and I'm sorry that I fucked that up. But anyway, so Nicolas Cage fact of the day. Sir Nicolas Cage fact of the day. I'm pretty sure that most of us know that he loves reptiles. He's a big reptile guy. And then about in 2013, he was giving an interview for Vanity Fair. And he was telling them that during the shooting of the movie Joe, he was feeling a little bit nervous, and so he asked one of the handlers on set to let him hold a venomous snake for a while so that he could calm down and get back into character and continue shooting the movie. So pretty standard.
While others, that's the thing, is all this, if you put any other name in the mix of that that fact, you're like, that's wild. Yeah. This guy is out of control. Yeah. This...
Yeah.
Par for the course.
Super nervous. Let me just go grab this king cobra and calm it down.
I'll calm down with a venomous snake as opposed to everybody else who loses their shit usually with a venomous snake.
Yeah, I mean, self-preservation is a strong inclination in human nature, Sarge. For most people.
Apparently not for everybody, though.
Yeah.
So, that's a great cage fact.
Yep.
I gotta pause this for a quick second.
They have a military discount.
Alright, we're back. Yeah, I had to get a little stand because I need the mic up at my schnoz level so I can talk through it because I don't know how the audio is going to be, so I want to make sure I'm covering my bases here.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But
he's using my one of my Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows book for it. As you can see, I'm an avid reader with half-empty bookshelves.
An avid collector of books.
I like to look at them.
Yeah, but we were just saying how I haven't read the books. I don't read much books, as you can tell.
I know read good.
Yeah, but I did watch a Harry Potter movie. Going to go to the Harry Potter world one of these days, maybe.
Yeah.
But they offer a really good military discount. It's a season pass. So once you get it, you can go as many times, no blackout dates the entire year.
Thank you for giving me that fact, because I definitely can't take advantage of that.
Well, you can, because your brother.
True. Hell yeah. I'll go enjoy some nice butter beer from Harry Potter World.
Wherever the world takes
I don't know.
you.
Maybe can I sneak rum in there? You can't bring rum in
I
Disney
think
World.
they have booze there.
They do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I mean...
Yeah, I mean Epcot, yeah.
Look, it's...
I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's a theme park for kids, and the people running the theme park know, like, these parents are losing their minds with these crazy sugar-rushed kids hopped up on ADD medication and candies and butter beers. They're gonna have some booze for the adults, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's you could, you know.
Yeah, but you can only spend what Disney bucks there, or right?
Universal cash.
Yeah, or like that Chappelle skit, like where they're like, "Oh, do you want to buy any Disney dollars?" And he's like, "No, man, I can't buy weed and pussy with Disney dollars." Which is probably not true. You could probably buy.
Everybody's got their price.
Yeah.
If you smooth talk them enough, I bet you can get a couple.
A few Donald
Duck
bucks,
whatever they call it, Donald dollars. I have to get back to Disney.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a while, and I'm not the adult who likes to dress up back in Disney every year and be like that.
Thankful. Yeah, I don't think we'd be brothers if you did.
But I do like to go down for the rides and the cool stuff about that.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in Disney World. Like, it's been a minute since I went too. I think the last time I did go was with Tommy Colley. This was like probably the year that it had to be 2012.
Yeah, 11, 12.
And we went down there and we're drinking around the world at Epcot, and then his cousin David Archuleta. I don't know if we covered that in the first episode.
We talked about Tommy throwing the ball all the way over to God knows where.
Yeah. It's like we finish each other's sentences.
Brothers.
Yeah, so we went down there for that, and that was the last time I went. So it had to be 2012. So going on a fucking decade.
Yeah,
that I've been back there.
It's a long time ago.
It is.
That was the last time I went.
Yeah,
was around that. A little bit before that. I used to go. So freshman year of college, back after you big leagued me, but before we were real friends.
Yeah.
And I was not on the baseball team. It was after I got cut the first time. I was in a bit of a way. I want to say rock bottom because I think I'm there now, but I was going down to. I got the season pass.
I want to comment on that, but I don't want to take this to a dark place.
I don't care.
I'm just let's go. Anyway,
yeah, maybe we'll get more views that way. I used to go down every other weekend, pretty much. Got the season pass. It pays for itself at the time for after 3 trips.
Yeah, and that shit is expensive.
Yeah, it was like $300-something for it,
ridiculous.
But if you go down all the time,
yeah,
it was worth it. So I would go down, hit one park one day, sleep in my car, hit another park the next day. I would always go Epcot the Saturday.
Yeah.
So if I drank, I could just sleep it off and not have to drive home.
And you would always do this by yourself?
No, usually it was with friends. I don't think I ever went by myself. Maybe I drove by myself, but I met people there. I never did the do by myself.
Okay.
I would have admitted that though. So
okay.
I mean
that would have been really sad.
Yeah. No. I
like the only person. I feel like the only type of person that would do that would be like a psycho, like a murderer, or a pedophile. Yeah, I mean, there's no in between. Nobody's going down there by themselves and sleeping in their cars.
And like I said, I wasn't at rock bottom. I was just slightly bummed. and Disney was the.
I'm sorry that my big leaguing of you caused you to take such a terrible turn.
That was it.
It was.
I mean, let's be honest here. It didn't help. I could say oh yeah, I schlepped it off, no problem, but I didn't.
Yeah, I get it. You're a sensitive individual. I myself am very sensitive.
Yeah, I think that's something. I don't want to say we share that in common, but like that's something that I think we could empathize with each other.
For sure.
And even though we give each other shit for being a little beta bitch boys and stuff,
100%.
I think in real life, like behind all that,
That was one. I said 100% one time, and I'm trying to monitor how many times I say that. So every time I say that, I think I'm just going to take a drink.
Somebody can't. Yeah. So that by the end of this, you'll be making out with the microphone again. People don't forget that. That was a great part of the last time we were on.
Sorry about that,
several
guys.
weeks ago, or a couple months ago now.
Mm-hmm.
But that is one thing that, like, I think we share that understanding of, sometimes we get into our own brains and hearts or whatever it is, and like we just gotta let each other do your thing. A lot of times in college, like especially during ball when we were playing or when you were playing,
you were watching
and you were in one of your modes.
Yep. Banji pout mode, you mean?
Yeah, the pout modes.
Yeah, got that.
Like immediately, because I didn't have the maturity really yet to like just step back and be like, all right, it'll blow over a little bit.
Yeah.
I would just be like, hey, stop being a bitch. We got a game we're trying to play ball and that didn't work.
I remember,
and it took me a couple times to figure that out.
Yeah, it only pushes me further into the hole that I'm in.
You dug deep.
I remember, I remember one game in particular. I feel like I struck out 3 times. I had gone for the hat trick or something. I forgot who we were playing. And I came back after the 3rd strikeout, and you were just like, oh, watch out, Banji's about to be in pout mode. And I was just like, fuck this guy.
What? I've never been friends with
you. And I just remember sitting on the bench and actually entering the deepest depths of pout mode.
Disappearing.
Just fucking, I feel like because I loved baseball so much and I loved playing so much, and obviously everybody who plays, well, I would like to think everybody who plays wants to be good, and wants to be the best version of themselves. And every time that I thought that I wasn't accomplishing that, it just made me feel worse. Plus, I have huge shoes to fill. Like my dad played professional sports, my brother played professional sports. It was one of those things where I was just like always trying to live up, and I never felt like I quite did. And so that made me, hate failing even more.
But did they?
No,
they didn't put.
They
that,
never
like,
put
they
that
never
pressure.
Put that on you, right?
So that's one of the things that I love about my dad. Like, he never was the parent that was out there like forcing us to do shit. He was like, hey, if you want to do it, I'll be out there and we're gonna work hard, but I'm not gonna force you to get up at 5 a.m. and go run laps.
Yeah.
There's a girl that I work with now. Like, her dad was a baseball player, and he was just on the cusp of being like going to the next level and getting drafted, and she was a soccer player, and I think one of the things that burned her out of soccer, because she was actually legitimate, was how rigorous like his training regimens were.
Her father's training?
Her father, yeah.
And that's like separate from the team or whatever.
Separate from the team. Like, he would make her get up and like run laps in the morning and do like ball drills. And it's just one of those things, like, you're setting your kid up to either hate the sport or hate you.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that I really loved about my parents. They if we wanted to do something, like, they would give us all the encouragement in the world, but they never forced us to do it.
Yeah. And the pressure you just put on yourself, like, and I know that feeling for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we did it today. So we went earlier today to hit.
It didn't even start at hitting. It started at yoga, because we went to yoga this morning.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And we went to yoga, and it was I forgot what kind of session it was called.
It's a restorative deep stretch. So this is like one of the like more relaxed, more less stressful yoga classes. It's not as strenuous because I'm recovering from shoulder surgery, and I haven't done it in a year and a half, and you don't do it regularly either. So we wanted to do something just to chill,
just to get some And the first thing was, I just felt embarrassed at the inability of my body to do, and it wasn't like I was hurting from maneuvers or stretches. my body just stopped. It was like I would go to stretch my shoulder back, and then I was like I was hitting a wall.
Yeah.
And they're just like, nope, you are done right here at the least flexible level in this entire building.
That's so I was telling him as we were on our way, because we left pretty early to get there, and I was like, I like to go early because I like to make sure I can get my spot at the back of the room, so people aren't looking at me and judging how inflexible I am. Because it is bad. It's like trying to bend a plank of wood with me. That's
same with me. It was tough. I couldn't do any simple things. And then we went over to the cages, the batting cages, to hit.
Yeah.
I haven't swung a bat. I haven't physically swung a bat in 2 years. I dream about it, and I visually am swinging every day because I can't get it out of my brain. Mm-hmm. But I didn't physically swing until today, and you got a video of it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll post it up here if you send it to me. But it's on the Instagram stories. If you go to LPD_show on Instagram, you'll see it.
You should post it here because I would love to see it on my computer screen so we can analyze.
Mechanically, it's abysmal. I'm ashamed of it, and it's not. And I have no excuse. It's not like, oh well, you threw it bad or this or that. It was just I haven't swung in so long. I don't even know what.
Yeah, we were hitting off the tee.
Feels like.
So yeah. I mean, I think the only viable excuse is that you haven't done it in 2 years, which is understandable.
It's just that's not. I have no I can't make any excuse. I just know that it was bad and it hurt my heart. Not that you filmed it, because that actually I appreciate it, because we were just talking about it earlier, and I was saying how I want to start hitting again and swinging, but I need to film myself so I can see how bad I am.
Yeah.
But that feeling in general, I don't know what it is in everything in my life, that whole like undue pressure you put on yourself. It's in everything I do still. And I don't know where it came from or why.
Because there was absolutely no reason for you to feel any type of pressure from hitting today.
Okay.
You're not trying out for anything. You're not currently playing on any team.
I got nothing to play for, nothing to live for.
Let's go.
That's like the theme of the weekend. There's nothing to live for weekend.
I mean, last night...
That'll be the title of this episode.
Yeah. Last night kind of felt that way, especially at the beginning. We were sitting there, and we're off on a tangent. I'm digressing hard right now.
Whatever.
But, yeah. It ended up turning into a good... And I don't mean to say that we're... And I feel like everybody who watches this program knows that we're joking about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nobody's suicidal, guys.
No, I'm not going to kill myself. Look, here's the thing. At the end of the day...
I might kill you first.
Yeah, I love myself way too much, and I'm also too scared to do it. And I also have goals, like, we got to go to the White House, we got to be millionaires.
Billionaires.
Like...
Doge to the moon.
There's too many things I need to do first, and then I'll kill myself.
Jesus Christ. You know, I was actually talking with my buddy Sean, whom you know, on our way to pick you up from the airport last night, and we were talking about this guy, and he was going to send me the article of a baseball player who tried to kill himself, and like he shot himself in the head, and somehow the only thing that was permanently damaged was his right eye, so he shot out his right eye. So he was a perennial like AAA, could never break over, and so like he was depressed and blah blah blah, and he was only in his like mid to late 20s when this happened, and so he ended up shooting himself, trying to kill himself one night, shot out his right eye, it didn't work. He sat in his apartment because he couldn't move, and like honestly just I guess passed out from the pain for like 12 hours until somebody found him, took him to the hospital. He recovers, and now he's worked himself back up into AAA.
Wow.
With one eye.
With you know one how tough that is?
Yes.
To play ball
with one eye. And we had two, and we were never that good.
Look at me. Look at that swing.
And I'm just like, how what a credit to that guy for like turning his life around and working his ass off to get back. But like at the same time, like it makes me feel so shitty that I couldn't do more with a complete like an able body. Like,
but
that's
here's
crazy.
the thing too is he couldn't do more with a complete body either. It's almost like, and I'm not. This is not like dogging on him or anything. Like he needed something.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that story ended that way, where this failed attempt, a failure, if you will, motivated him to like, hey, I'm meant to be here. I got to turn my life around and get my shit together.
Yeah.
The devastating side of that is when somebody does that and they spiral deeper into the depression, because it's like, I can't even kill myself right.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
Yeah.
And that's a depressive state I can never fathom. I hope to never get to.
Yeah.
So glad that guy turned it around. But sometimes, like, you need that kick in the ass.
Or shot in the head.
Jesus
Christ.
But luckily for us, we can use his shot in the head as our motivation to get better. And not just in baseball, but in life. Like, figure something out.
Yeah.
Get better in anything you do.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, I need to get better at this whole podcasting stuff. And I was motherfucking myself earlier about how many things I screwed up today. Sorry, Terrence. I know family show.
Yeah, sorry, Terrence.
But it's just one of those things where, for better or worse, it's like a gift and a curse that we're like our own worst critics sometimes on shit like this.
No, I definitely feel like in certain... you should be your own worst critic. Holy shit.
We have fun here, folks.
Guys, I had a moonshine. My buddy makes moonshine, and he brought me some blackberry lemonade. It was delicious. So
any minute now, that microphone's going to be
in my mouth. I feel like we should definitely be our own worst critics, because there's you never want to stop improving. You never want to stop being the best version of yourself. And there's only one way to be properly motivated, and I feel like that's intrinsically. It has to come from within. If it doesn't come from within, it's superficial.
I find myself in this. I don't know if it's a hypocritical state or some weird position sometimes where I see somebody getting super hard on themselves for something, and I'm like, hey man, like, you're fine, like you're doing fine, relax, cool your shit. But then, again, I do the same exact thing, and I know that if I wasn't unrealistically hard on myself for things, I would not get better at them.
Yeah.
So at the other end of that, I'm just like, okay, maybe I think he's being too hard on himself, and maybe this guy just needs to do it. He just needs to be hard on himself and let it go.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I definitely have come across those kids, especially those kids, like when I was coaching. So I ended up coaching like a East Cobb travel ball team. That was like 14U, 15U.
That's in the Atlanta area, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Marietta, which is like northwest of here.
Yeah.
Maybe like 30 minutes.
They got a good special interest establishment in that area. I believe it's called like the New Orleans Party Place or something like that.
I do not remember this.
I went with Helmet, actually. Shout out to Helmet.
Hey, Helmet. Hey, sorry about not helping you clean up your cage that one time, Helmet. Except I'm not sorry. But I did help.
I know you did.
Helmet, cool your jets, bro.
We'll bring Helmet on the show. We'll have it out. 2 guests.
For anybody who doesn't know this story, I was up in Jersey a few years ago, several years ago, and Helmet was cleaning up his batting cage that he owns. I don't know. You want to shout it out right now? Maybe plug it for
Lefty
somebody?
Sports Academy. That's right. Lefty's has been around since my sophomore year of high school. Helmet's family opened it, and I worked there since before it even opened. Yeah. It's a good facility.
Yeah, it was solid.
Hard. It's super popular up there in Jersey. And every time I would be home for like in college breaks or whatever it was, if he had anything to do in the cages, I would offer to help out. And unfortunately, that one weekend, I offered to help, but then I forgot I also knew you were flying in. I forgot that I kind of double booked.
Yeah.
And you were nice enough to go over there to Lefty's to help with we were redoing nets and stuff.
Yeah, I remember redoing nets. Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently, my help wasn't to Helmet standards.
Stuff. Yeah, up to standard.
Yeah, so I don't know. Apparently, Helmet has a little grudge that we need to hash out.
We got to hash it out in
Big
person.
whoop. We can fight about it if you want. You might.
I would love to see the fight. I would love to get Helmet on the show. We got to get Helmet on here because I love you both to death, and I want to see this fight to the death. So, Helmet, come on by. You don't listen to this, Helmet.
Yeah. So, God damn, I lost my train of thought.
I don't know what we were even talking about. Oh, being hard on yourself?
Being hard on ourselves. And then the helmet thing kind of, man, we are just spiraling.
That's the story.
Yeah.
That's the story of our
life.
Friendship. Yeah, our life. A constant spiral. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down.
But it's always in circles.
It's always in motion, baby. And that's the way I like it. But here's one thing I do hate on the topic of being hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And this is an immaturity on my part, probably a little bit of an ego pride thing, but I almost take pride in being the hardest on myself than anybody else can be on me, so to speak.
Yeah.
When I say something like, "Oh, you fucked that up, Libretti,"
Terrence?
Sorry, T. Figure this shit out, and then someone else on the outside goes,
"Hey, it's
yeah, no." He goes, "Yeah, you fucked up." No, only I could be this hard on myself.
You shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, get the hell away from me. And that's something that my parents used to be the best at.
Really?
And I think they did it on purpose, because they're not idiots, Crazy Carol and JPL3.
I don't think they are.
And
I love them, actually.
I think that was the little dagger of look at this. This guy was a little shithead to us as a kid when he was a kid all these years that we had to deal with him. And now I'm coming out, I strike out or do something. I'm just, damn it, Libretti, figure your shit out. And they're just you stink. Yeah, you stink. I was I hate you. And then I go on the defensive. I spiral out of control, get all hot and bothered. Feathers rustle like none other, and they're just sitting there laughing.
You know what I think? What I think really was the spark of our friendship is how similar our moms are.
Oh yeah.
Because my mom is like that. She coached us all growing up, and she would come to our games, and she was the loudest one in the stands. She was always heckling us. That's how I learned how to block everything out. If I'm playing a game, if I'm doing anything of any import to myself, I have the ability to hone in on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that is 100% credit to that woman upstairs.
That alpha.
Yeah. Because she was in the stands especially during our high school games, just, what are you swinging at? What are you doing? Coach, take him out.
Take him out of the game.
Take him out of the game. He doesn't know it. He's not playing up to just going crazy. She would come to my coach's office and just hey, what's going on? He's not playing. How can we get him refocused? That kind of. Just let me figure my own shit out.
There might be two sets of parents in all of human history, in all, I guess, millennial history, that went to the coach and didn't bitch about their kid not getting enough playing time or that they were too good or whatever. It was the opposite. It was, hey,
you should probably sit him.
If your team wants to win a championship, you'll put him right here on this bench. And that's exactly how my parents were. Now, my dad was a little bit different though, and Skip's gonna love this story because he tells this story every time I come about
down
your
there.
old man.
Yeah, well, there was a time where they came down to visit, and I wasn't slumping. I was just hitting hard hit balls right at people.
It just wasn't working out.
It wasn't working out, And my dad goes into Skip's office, and he sits down with him. He's like, "Hey, coach, are there any drills that Brandon can work on to not hit the ball directly at people?" And Skip tells me this story. He's just I didn't know what to say. To answer the question, no. You just hit the fucking ball.
I mean, the hardest thing you could do in almost all of sports is to hit a baseball consistently and to hit it where you want it to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you can fucking do that,
the very best, the only thing they can do is maybe either push the ball or pull the ball.
You don't. Yeah, you hit it where it's pitched.
Even then, it's exactly where it's. Yeah, it's where it's pitched. There's nobody, no smart and good ball player, no hitter is looking at any pitch and be like, I'm going to hit every pitch to the left or to the right. They're just going to hit it where it's pitched exactly. And if there's a guy there, there's nothing you can do about it.
And the only caveat that I would have to that is on the hit and run, you try to hit the ball to the right side, but even in that situation,
you're hoping for the ball to be on the outside of the plate. If you're a righty.
And there's only so much you can do. I'm not fucking Derek Jeter. I can't inside out everything.
Is an impossible thing. I can't any swing. Look at my swing. I can't do anything. You think I'm going to direct the ball where it's going?
I think inside out is like the top the top thing that you're hoping for. You're just hoping to make contact.
I'm a contact guy. That's the goal.
Yeah.
But that's the whole. Our parents are almost one and the same in that regard. And I don't know about you, so I was able to block all the other noise out for any sport I played, no matter where I was, at whatever level. I can block it out, and my success or failure was on me, not like being distracted. Yeah. Except when my parents would come to the game.
Yeah.
You know how in what's that movie with Kevin Costner where he pitches the perfect game? For Love of the Game.
For Love of the Game, yeah.
Where he what does it say? Secure the mechanism or whatever, and everything shuts out.
Is it secure the mechanism?
Something close to that.
Something, yeah.
And everything goes quiet.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I could get, except when Crazy Carol, JPL,
it's just like
it was
whoop,
and then you just hear, and there's just one, like, it was almost like they had like a PVC pipe that went directly into my ear, into my brain, and then you just hear from the rafters, "You suck, 29! What are you doing out there?" And that was my kryptonite. Yeah. For better or worse, my parents were like kryptonite in sports. But if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even be playing sports or competitive. Like, not that they forced me to, but like they gave me that whole like attitude of trying to be the best all the time and having that desire to go after it.
I feel like the best lesson that my parents gave me is that, especially from sports, is that you can't worry about what everybody else is doing.
Right.
Like my dad grew up in the era of where like things were segregated, and like when he made the leap to professional football, like there was he was competing against a lot of different people of different races and different cultures, and like one thing that he always communicated to us is like you can be good, you can be average. You have to work your fucking ass off. And if the coach says you're not good enough to play, then you work 3 times as hard. And whatever happens, you don't blame somebody else for your shortcomings.
Right.
And I feel like there's been a lot of people that we've played with.
Oh yeah.
That I've played with in the past who have always blamed the coaches.
It's always somebody else why they're not pro or starting or whatever.
And we call that transfer of blame.
Yeah. Like TOB.
TOB.
And it's I've done it before, especially when I was younger. You always like. There's always times you just don't want to you just don't want to wear it, so you just try.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's a human thing. So it's not like we're perfect or anything by any stretch of the term. But
not even close.
But it's so apparent, especially in college, when you saw that, and you're just like, wow, I don't want to ever be like that guy who's just crying and bitching and moaning and blaming everybody else for the fact that they're just not trying, like they're not working hard, or they're just, whatever it was.
Yeah,
that was kind of eye-opening to me.
Yeah.
But that was something that my parents helped teach me too. Was did the pitcher tell you to strike out? Like, did the coach strike you out? Like, no, you swung and missed, or you watched a pitch go right down the dick, and like it's on you.
Yeah.
So.
And I appreciate that, and I use that in like my day-to-day life, and it's one of those things that's just like, the cliche of like life imitates art, or art imitates life. I'm sorry, and then sport. Also, life imitates sport in certain instances, and that's one of the instances that it does. So
yeah. And one of the things that I learned from Skip, and I think we talked about it a little bit the last time with Bud, and I know I talked about it to Skip back when I saw him a couple weeks ago at WrestleMania.
He just texted me. Check from last night.
Yeah, I'm tracking. I'll just leave that name out.
It doesn't matter. Nobody knows. I barely even know.
I can't keep track of it. But one of the things Skip said, and this translated over to life for me, and everything, friendships, family, life, job, career, everything, is you're playing baseball right now. Like, there's gonna be a time in your life when you're not playing, like it's done for you. Whether you retire from the pros or this last year, your college season, and because you're not good enough to make it to the next level, you will be done. The game will go on.
Yeah.
But you will be done. So take advantage of it now. Don't take it for granted. Work your ass off. Leave it all out there.
Yeah.
And I felt that like so fucking deep in my puny, stupid heart, in my scruple, in my plums, because it translates out to everything. Like with your career, with your family, important people in your life.
Yeah.
It's like one day it's all gonna be gone.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be. Do you want to be sitting there thinking I should have fucking tried harder, or I should have made more of an effort, or hung out with this person more, or did that?
Yeah.
And man, that hit so fucking hard for me. I'll never forget when he said that it was my senior year, my last year there.
I remember it. I remember that talk.
And that just resonated. And there were so many people that you can tell it just went in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
And I wish.
That was probably one of the wisest things Coach Skip ever said.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's a smart guy in his own right. But
Yeah. He's definitely an intelligent guy. I feel like that was that. There are times where like you get like tidbits of wisdom in like the most like unexpected places.
Right.
And like a lifelong lesson like that, you don't necessarily expect it to happen on a baseball field.
Right, and he wasn't
at a certain point in time,
Yeah, he wasn't writing this speech down to present it to us.
Yeah.
It was one of his heat of the moment, angry at us for something.
Yeah.
And that's where
that happened a lot.
That's where most of the good shit from him came from. Is he was just ripping us to shreds for something, calling us soft, whatever we were doing.
Throwing tennis balls on the field, throwing buckets of balls.
Tennis balls. And he goes, yeah, I'm crazy.
Look at me! Oh my God, who were we playing that game?
Was it Bellevue?
It might have been. They were so bad. It was the umpire, right?
It was a bad umpire.
Umpire, and he threw an entire bucket. This is a total tangent, but he threw an entire bucket of balls on the field, and the other team was just staring at him and just laughing their asses off, and he's just like, "Woo! Look at me! I'm fucking crazy!"
I think he heard another player on the other team say something like, "This guy's nuts," or something. He goes, "Yeah, that's right. I'm nuts, baby. I'm fucking wild." It was the best.
And he got thrown out
naturally.
Yeah. And then he sad sulks and trudges down to the bullpen, and his wife Laura, love you, goes down there and has to like calm him down like she's a mom talking to a fucking infant child.
He was in rare form, absolutely rare form.
My God,
but it was those heat of the moment outbursts where the gold just came out.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll never forget that. And I talk about it at work to my friends now. My family is something so simple that I don't even know. Like, I think he almost said it in passing because I think he was just pissed that people were being lazy at practicing something. And out of nowhere, he just dropped that bomb. And I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then there was
it's one of those things, because I definitely feel like he felt that. Like, he's definitely the type of person who's just like, man, if I had 10 less years to my life, I would be taking. Man, that was a terrible way to put that.
I know exactly what you mean.
If he could trade places, he'd be making the most of it. But I feel like that's how most people who have been through it. That's the. Goes back to the cliche, youth is wasted on the young,
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and that's something I think anybody who has any sort of passion for something, even if they were the best at that, best at baseball, Hall of Famer or whatever, or good at their job, they have that passion, and when it's all over, they always have that natural feeling of, I wish I could have done more.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make this as a joke reference, but Schindler's List. Oscar Schindler saves all those Jews, and at the end of the movie, he's like, "I could have saved more. I could have done more." And it's like, you did so much.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably how Harriet Tubman felt. To bring it back home to my.
That's right. Yeah, bring it back to the underground, which I learned way later in my youth too late, in fact, that the Underground Railroad was not, in fact, underground at all. And I blame my teachers for that.
Yeah.
So.
Didn't we were talking about a meme earlier about American history and how American history teachers are just not. It's just not
the curriculum is not up to snuff.
Not up to
snuff. I forgot the meme, but it was pretty much say we're awesome, and then the teacher's like, "You're awesome. You are awesome, America."
Yeah, I agree. I love you.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But little lessons like that always hit home, and I remember. Actually, I was bitching about. So last week's episode, Lowe's Sucks Part 2, episode 55. I lost it. As you probably listened, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was listening to the edit of that earlier today. Great stuff.
Yeah,
that's why you should never shop at Lowe's. Home Depot for life.
Home Depot. That's right.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake on my part.
Yeah.
But I said at the end, I was talking about being grateful for the good in your life, whether it's like a friend or material possession or whatever, and don't take it for granted. And it's because of that. It comes back to that stupid fucking lesson that Skip pushed out to us. And it hit home again. I sat there after I recorded and I was like, fuck, I should go hang out with my friends more. Like, I should go visit my friends or just talk to them or just be, not take it because one day it's going to be gone.
Yeah, they're not going to be there anymore, that's for sure.
We're not going to.
It's definitely hard. It becomes more and more difficult to hang out with the people that you care for. Whether it be, time and distance and them having families or, eventually them like passing away or you passing away. Who knows what's in the great beyond, but like, eventually.
What's going on down there.
Yeah. Because, let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, they won't let me into the church anymore for a reason.
It becomes more and more difficult. So you definitely have to take it, and he's not wrong, man. Like I said, it's one of the wisest things that he said, and it seems so simple and so
it's almost stupid, like a throwaway.
It seems so like
something your parents would say.
Yeah,
like,
it's
you'll regret it later. Yeah.
But like it hits. It hits.
And you know what? It hits for me too. I don't know how you feel, but it also hits for like getting rid of the bad shit in your life.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're gonna look back in your life and be like, I wasted years of my life at this shitty job or in this bad relationship or whatever, doing this thing that brought me nothing but like stress and toxicity or whatever it is.
Yeah, but you stick in that because it's like familiar or
the devil baby.
Yeah, for 100%. God damn it!
That's like only twice though.
That is I've been
pretty good. We're going on 45-ish minutes here.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Well, I might have to re-up real quick.
I'm good. I'm just a little guy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, we did have a pretty late evening. I didn't even intend to stay out that late last night, but some things happened, and you had to roll with the punches.
You got to roll with the punches. You got to take advantage of the situation, adapt or die.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, we adapt. Well, I adapted. You watched.
I adapted. I stayed hydrated. I followed the Brotherhood hydration rule that you never followed ever in the history of it.
But what happened? I got up in this morning. I fucking rode the Peloton. Then we went to yoga. Then we fucking hit.
You had some strange chemical makeup in there.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come back to haunt me. I'll probably have like breast cancer in 2 years or something like that.
If I didn't follow the rule, I would have been in real shambles.
Yeah.
Because I had to chug water for every drink I had last night. Otherwise, I was going to be.
We finished an entire bottle of Tito's. You do realize that?
Yeah. Plus all the gin and tonics.
All the fucking shots
of other stuff that were out there.
Yeah.
There was the other bars we went to. We weren't getting drinks for
Yeah, for the free.
Yeah. So that was a good time.
Yeah.
That's the first time in a long time.
That you were out and closed down the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lights came on. You're like, that hasn't happened in a while.
Quite some time.
Yeah.
Quite some time.
Probably Jesse Black's or 509. Ooh, rest in peace.
No, we were Flagler Tavern. Later on, we were there.
Yeah.
After a couple of J&H's.
Oh man, with Joshua's back braces, of course.
Of course, yeah. Otherwise, we wouldn't be walking.
Yeah.
Well, you certainly wouldn't be walking.
Yeah. I mean,
I have a lower center of gravity, and I'm bottom heavy.
I would like to think that most of my J&H
companions,
yeah, were of a slim variety.
Oh yeah, they
weren't pushing the. They weren't tipping the scales.
They were J&Hable for sure. Yeah, definitely.
I wasn't powerlifting any of them.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not that you couldn't have, or that they wouldn't have enjoyed that, but you didn't need to in this case.
At that time,
so.
yeah.
But yeah, that was a fun. Sometimes, and I don't. I rarely drink ever anymore.
Yeah.
I stay in my dungeon pretty much on a regular basis, but every once in a while, being able to go out and do be stupid. We didn't even do anything that stupid last time. We just had a good time.
Yeah, had some hot dogs from a Bulgarian fucking.
Oh yeah, it's right. Some food truck.
Yeah.
They were thick daddies.
They were very thick.
Daddies. Sausage and Peppers 1 would have liked those.
Yeah, they were
actually on these dogs.
Yeah, they were real thick and juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dogs were pretty good too.
They really were. Good experience all around.
Yeah.
And I got to hang out with my brothers.
Yeah, it was good.
BJ too. Your other brother BJ.
Yeah.
My other brother.
My brother from the same mother.
Same mother.
Yeah.
Same alpha mother.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. And
that was fun. I do need another.
Okay, we'll pause.
Pause.
We'll be right back, folks, to a quick commercial break.
Oh.
All right, we're back, folks.
Hi.
Rehydrate.
Yeah, I had to change beers. I was drinking Modelo's earlier, but I've swapped out to Sapporo.
I don't know. I feel like I've had it before.
Yeah, it's
Japanese.
It's Japanese. Yeah, it's honestly it was one of the first beers that I actually came to enjoy.
I know where I've had it before. When we used to go, we used to go to Ronin in Daytona Beach.
Yes.
Now, when I was down there with Bud at WrestleMania, when we went to go visit the coaches, we drove past Ronin, and like a flood of good memories came rushing back. Bud was never really a part of that because he was kind of gone when you and I started doing that on a regular basis.
Yeah. But
we would hit Ronin. It was at a Japanese steakhouse, they called it?
Yeah, it was a Japanese steakhouse. It wasn't like hibachi.
No, it was not.
They specialized in sushi, but you and I would always go there, and I feel like 90% of the time we got the exact same thing. It was like tuna tataki, which are these like thinly sliced, lightly seared tuna steaks.
Yeah.
That were like drizzled in soy sauce and some other
tuna steak daddies.
yeah, goddamn. And they were drizzled in like soy sauce and some other like seasoning, and then like topped with like a Japanese hot sauce. I don't know if it was sriracha. I feel like it was a little bit spicier.
It wasn't sriracha. Yeah, it was different.
And we would get that and like chicken fried rice.
Chicken fried rice with the sexy sauce or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yum sauce.
Yum sauce. And I feel like we would get that.
Sauce.
Yeah. I don't know what that was.
Get your shit together,
yeah. I mean, I produce sexy sauce on the reg.
I don't even do that anymore.
Well,
I don't have premarital relations, though. You know me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's still a virgin, Mama Carol. So don't worry about that.
I mean, it's not that difficult to believe, though.
I mean,
but we would go to Ronin.
Yeah. And crush
that.
Yeah, and I feel like definitely yes, they absolutely had Sapporo.
I think that was the first time I had Sapporo.
Yeah, and it's one of those. Honestly, I've grown to really enjoy it.
I've never had it elsewhere.
Really?
Not that I didn't like it because I always got it there. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those. Tasty. I don't know what it was.
I enjoy it immensely, and I've grown into a pretty big sushi fan. Growing up, I remember hating it when I was growing up, but my mom would always take us to this place when we were growing up called Sushi Avenue that was literally right across the street from our elementary school. Yeah. And it kind of just, she kind of steered us into it. And so, so every Japanese restaurant that I go to, I always get a Sapporo. It's absolutely delicious. They make a great beer. They also make some really good whiskeys if you're into that kind of thing. Oh,
that's right, they do. Whiskey stuff as well.
Oh, buddy. There's a Mediterranean place in downtown Atlanta that the next time that you're here with a little bit more time, I'll take you down there. and they make some of the best like whiskey sours that you could possibly. Yeah. Oh, buddy, big whiskey sour guy.
Whiskey sours now.
Yeah, with a little bit of egg froth on top.
I don't know how much you.
I might have that tonight.
Whiskey sours was like our go-to drink, at least for me and your brother BJ, when we were in Vegas at the Miss America pageant.
Oh, buddy. I wasn't with you guys as much as I wanted to be.
You were doing you had to do your own thing, which I understood.
I had responsibilities.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could talk about that real quick if you want.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to give everyone the... So, I was stationed in Pensacola.
Yeah.
You were still down in Florida doing a master's degree assistant coaching or whatever.
Yes, graduate assistant coaching.
Right.
And I, one weekend, Tommy Colley, who we mentioned previous, and I mentioned earlier on this episode, his cousin is David Archuleta, who was an American Idol contestant. He was performing at a Children's Miracle Network event down in Orlando.
Right.
And so Tommy was like, hey, let's go. Because this was back when Tommy and I were hanging out every weekend. He and I were pretty much the only people from the team that we played with still left.
Right.
That weren't still playing that had that freedom.
Yep.
So he was like, hey, you want to come down to Orlando with me to go see David? I was like, fuck yeah, I'm not doing anything. I'm pretending to coach a team.
I got another
Yeah, so we ended up going down
there. Doing cheesesteaks, John. Love you, G.
Love you, G. Cutting grass and doing whatever. So we go down there, and we go down there on the day of rehearsal. So we get down there a day early. We go to the Epcot. We drink around the world. We get fucking hammered. It's great.
Yeah.
And then we show up at the Wide World of Disney complex that they have a bunch of like events at, and and they're doing the rehearsal for the event later that night. And Tommy and I walk into this event. And we're talking to David, and it's great, it's fine. And then we're just bopping around. We're just two boys bopping, and on the stage is this gorgeous young thing with blonde hair, just
golden locks,
just
she looked fake. She still kind of looked not fake, but like
not fake. She didn't look real. It was like somebody designed like, hey, if I could design a perfect human, this is what it would look like.
She would look like, yeah. And she looked above any of our stations.
Yes, way above my station. Like if this was 100 years ago, I'd definitely be hung for trying to bring in this station.
For even thinking about climbing up to that station.
Rest in peace, Emmett Till. Anyway, so we're there in the rehearsals, and we like David Archuleta brings everybody together, and we're introducing one of ourselves. And I meet her, this woman, and she like lingers with the handshake. And back then, I was just not wise. I wasn't wise about the subtleties of flirting.
Sure. And, especially when it's like on the outside, if you see someone flirting with your friend, you're like, that person's into you.
Yes.
But
individually, somebody who's flirting with me, I'm like, oh no, she's just nice. I get it. Yeah, she's nice. I get it. But anyway, so we ended up taking a group picture. And I remember this so vividly. Like, we were all standing with our arms behind one another, like
normal.
And I remember her arm just caressing my arm.
Whoa!
And I'm just like,
Tommy,
just RBD.
Yeah. Oh, instantly.
Yeah.
Did you do the waistband tuck?
Yeah. Coming to my belly button.
Almost.
Sorry, Terrence.
Put the kid away. Yeah. You haven't figured that out already.
Yeah. And so anyway, we just have her and I. We break from the picture. We have a like short conversation, and then Tommy and I are planning to head back to Daytona. And so as we're walking out, she gets back on stage to continue her rehearsal, and she stops in the middle of the rehearsal, and she's like, "Hey, are you guys coming back for the event?" And we're just like, "What?"
Is she on mic?
Yes.
Wow.
And we're like, yeah,
I guess we have to.
No, we're like, yeah, I mean, he's performing. David's right here. Yeah, he's performing. Of course he's coming back. She's like, no, not him. You two. And Tommy and I were like, I mean, I guess we could.
I got school tomorrow.
Yeah. And so we end up because it was a black tie affair. So we ended up going to Walmart and picking up like 2 of the cheapest white shirts, some cheap slacks, and like some fucking
Ties.
cheap ass ties, which I still have to this day, actually. And so we ended up coming back to this event, and we had a great time. Tommy and I got fucking hammered.
Yep.
And I don't know if I should tell this story. You might have to blank this out. If there's a pause right here, guys, you'll know why. This story wasn't approved for the LPDS.
LPDS.
But we end up coming back, and one of the organizers of the show, her name was Kelly. Not giving me another last name. There's a lot of Kellys in the world. So anyway, her and I hit it off. Like, she's a sweet older lady, Mormon, which was, let's not even go down that. But anyway, yeah. And so her and I end up hitting it off, and we go back to her room, and she's like, she doesn't have sex before marriage because of her Mormon religion, and so she's like, do you want me to just like give you a massage and just like, us fool around?
Talk to you about Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
And I'm like, of course,
sure.
please tell me. I would love to hear more about that.
Let me call my mom and get her tapped into this.
Let's talk about mom. So anyway, so Kelly and I are hanging out, and she's like, I'm so surprised that you came back with me, and like Miss America, she was so into you, and I was like, was she really? I don't
even know if we mentioned this earlier in this story.
Yeah.
The fake person on stage
was Miss America.
Miss America that year.
Yeah, Miss America 2011.
This was part of her duties and tour was to do all these different charity events and stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is the organizer.
Yeah, sorry. I'm terrible storyteller. But yes, so Miss America was a woman that we got all that in with, and so Kelly was like, she was like really into you, and I was like, holy shit, that's cool. I didn't really expect it. Like, I'm just this, this lowlife. We're hanging out. This plebeian. And so anyway, we end up Kelly. So this is a credit to how cool Kelly is, because I was like, I had no idea. She was like, do you want me to like hook you guys up? This was after we had been fooling around
about Jesus Christ. Yeah,
for the entire night, and I'm like, sure. You want to? Here's my number. You should give it to her. And so Kelly does. So I leave Kelly's room at like fucking 2 a.m.
Yep.
Go back to Tommy, myself, and David Archuleta's like suite, and we Tommy and I crashed on the couch, and we wake up the next day and we're driving back from Orlando to Daytona, and I get a random text from this fucking random number. Yeah, and she's like, she was like, yes, it was a Nebraska number, and she goes, the first text was like, I didn't think you were into me, and I'm just like, my response was, is this who I think it is? And
there she is.
Yeah, and that's how that popped off.
Damn, I wish you said that, because that reminds me of a tactic that a couple of us use on the swipey game, the online dating game. Is you always, I'm not going to name names to protect the innocent, but I'll out myself on this. Is you just say there she is and let them respond with anything. And a lot of times girls on the online dating apps will respond Miss America because it's the song. And they play along with it.
Yeah. Damn. Well, I'm not that good.
It worked. Whatever you said, it doesn't matter.
It wasn't what I said. I mean, she was already hooked from. It's like that.
From the arm rubbing.
Yeah. They know what they want before it happens.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway, that happened, and her and I ended up, dating for a better part of a year.
Yep. So fast forward to
2012.
It was around
January
this time.
2012.
It was January. That's right. Yeah.
That's when they passed.
That's right, because they had Miss America pageant, January 2012.
Yeah.
She obviously invited you to go out to Las Vegas with her for the pageant because she had to crown the new
Miss
champion,
America.
the new grand champion.
She asked me. She was like, "Hey, are there any?" She was like, "If you could invite anybody to this, who would you invite?" And I was like, my brothers, like BJ and Sarge, and she was like, "Great." And I was like, okay, and that was that. And I was like, okay, that was a weird question. And me being the idiot that I am, didn't put two and two together.
No follow-up question.
Yeah, zero. I was just trying to figure out, when was the next time I get to see you?
Yeah.
And when can we do
whatever?
Hang out, talk about things,
tour stuff.
Yeah.
So she ends up hitting me up.
Yeah.
And BJ through like Facebook or email or something.
Yeah.
And said, "Hey, I want to surprise Brandon for Christmas by having you guys come out to the pageant with
him,
and spend a week there, however long it was.
Yeah,
I'll take care of everything. You just let me know if you can make it and where you fly out of." I was like, "Pensacola, no problem. I can make it."
Yeah.
She took care of everything. I'm talking. And
I remember. So I was leaving from Daytona, and I feel like there was a connection flight in Atlanta or something like that.
Atlanta, yep.
So I remember walking into the plane, and she bought everything first class. It was first class there and back.
Yep.
So I'm, and back then our fashion sense was fucking whack. I was wearing like this just like butterfly, stupid. Light blue shirt and some like black slacks that were baggy as fuck with some like old school like clonker shoes. And I remember walking onto the plane, and I was like, "Oh, this is how people dress in first class, of course."
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, because I've never been there before. I didn't know what I was fucking doing. And I walk in, and I look to my left, and my brother and Sarge are sitting in first class, just like.
I'm gonna correct you.
Okay. Please.
Only because I have the video. Which we'll put up in like right here. His brother's walking up. Hey, yo.
Hi, how are you? Okay, so.
Just saw Phil Reeve. Excuse me, is this seat taken?
Holy shit!
What's up, brother? Alright, we're out. I took a cell phone video. So, backtrack a little bit. I'll come from Pensacola, and we're meeting in Atlanta. That's where you're flying out of, and then we were connecting.
Yeah.
Our plane from Pensacola got there late. It was like it landed and got to the tarmac 5 minutes before the doors were closing on the connecting flight. Out of complete left field, stroke of absolute luck.
Backwards.
My plane's landed. The jetway for my plane was next to the jetway for the connecting flight. Yeah. So I got off and got back onto the next plane right before the doors closed. And I texted your brother BJ and said, "Tell him to hold. I'm right here. Please wait 30 seconds. I'll be there." We get on, so I start filming it.
That's right.
We see in Coach Wet Cat and Tucker Jensen, another player, a friend of ours. They heard.
No, I told him.
They heard through you that you were going. They're like, "We're gonna get tickets and go out there with you, get our own room, do whatever."
Do whatever. Yeah.
And so that was like a known thing. They were on there on that flight. I turn to the left.
Continue.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you.
We walk up and I just go, "What's up, brother?" And you're like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And then I cut the video because we were hugging and doing stuff.
Yeah, and so Tucker and Phil also came to this trip because I was talking to them about going out there, and Philip and Tucker were like, "Dude, if you're going, we'll fucking go." Like, we all know that Philip loves Vegas.
Wet Cat is a big fan of
Big Vegas guy. And he was like, "Yo, if you're going, I'm going. Like, I'll get my own room." Yeah. And so I told Chat. Shit, I didn't mean to mention her. It doesn't matter.
I'll cut it out.
Yeah.
I'll cut the name.
So anyway, I told her that they were coming. She was like, "Don't worry about it." Okay, cool, great. And so we all end up getting there, and we have this immaculate suite. And
24th floor.
24th floor, Planet Hollywood. And she, out of the goodness and kindness of her heart, had linked our room with Philip and Tucker's room
Yeah.
that were adjoining. So we basically had like half the floor, half this corner of the floor.
The floor was amazing.
To ourselves.
I
It was
remember
amazing.
we were
I have a
joking.
video of that.
Do you have the video of us walking
Dude, I've got all of those videos.
If you do, we'll
Hell
post that up here.
Yeah.
But I remember distinctly, we were walking down the hallway on the floor, and we were like, how funny would it be if we were the double doors at the end there?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it was me or Phil, we're like, we looked up and we're like, we are the double doors!
Yeah.
And we walk in and we just full on suite, several bedrooms.
Oh my god.
Incredible.
Automatic blinds, just
Everything was
shit
incredible.
that we'll never have again.
No, and the whole rest of the trip, because Miss America hooked BJ and myself up, we got to go to a lot of the events that you got to go to as well.
Yeah.
So we were doing hobnobbing with Judge Alex. Was at an event, a pregame event. One of the Catwoman was there.
Yeah. The original Kylie Olderman or
No.
no. Hold on, I gotta look.
You gotta look this up because
Yeah.
look it up now while I'm talking, but.
She
It was the original
deserves.
Catwoman. I
Yeah.
think she actually did. She pass away recently?
She might have.
Um,
Which means I don't know if her Twitter will still be active.
You just Google original Catwoman.
Hold on.
But we were in these scenes with all these top dogs, these top tier elites
Yeah.
of pageantry, if you will, and it's in my head, like we're doing our part, being professional and mature and classy, if you will. But in my head, I'm like, we are the two biggest jabronis in this room, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And we were still. I have pictures with them, with Catwoman. I don't know if I had a picture with Judge Alex.
Julie Newmar.
No, it wasn't her.
It wasn't her.
Nope.
That's not her.
Keep going. I'll recognize it as soon as I hear it.
Yeah.
Did it start with a V?
I felt like it was O, or maybe that was her daughter. Anyway.
No. Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
whatever.
looking. All right, we're back.
We're back.
We had paused to look it up.
Yeah, it's Lee Merriweather.
That was the one.
That was the
and
one.
I have a picture somewhere. I think
she was a silver fox at that time too.
she was. Yeah.
Oof.
I think I have a picture. I'll post it up here from my Facebook of us with Lee Merriweather. But the whole week, at the end of the day, the whole pageantry of the week and everything, how it was coordinated and presented to give it to us, and it was like the worst first time in Vegas that you can have, because that was my first time ever in Vegas.
Why was it the worst though?
Because it set the standard too high.
Yeah.
Because now every time I go back to Vegas, like I gotta fly coach, and I gotta get a regular hotel room, like some schmuck.
I gotta pay for my own
gotta
shit.
yeah, it's like no way, I'm never going back.
Yeah, I mean you are completely right. Nothing has ever come close to that.
No.
We had such a great time, and
It was so fun.
it was amazing.
I remember did notes on all the contestants, all 50 contestants
I do remember
before the
doing
trip
that.
to see him. And I think I had like 6 or 7 of my top 10 actually made it to the real top 10.
yeah.
I was batting pretty high, way higher than my normal batting average was. Because that's what you do. You put the effort in,
Yeah.
and good things go.
Yeah.
What didn't come was my plan to meet any of them and get
Or
phone
talk to them,
numbers
yeah.
or talk to them or ever.
I was gonna say, were you gonna leave out the part where you made this list because
I wanted to marry. It was
Yeah.
wife lists,
Yeah.
and not who's going to win the pageant, who was going to win my heart.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they are all winners, and I was the loser.
Yeah.
Shocker. It was a real fucking surprise, Terrence. But actually,
Yeah.
from that trip, Miss America's itinerary that she built for us and sent to us,
Yeah.
because it was so thorough, and like from waking up to going to sleep, everything was
Planned out.
pre-planned
It
for
was
you.
ridiculous.
I use that as my gold standard to how I coordinate my trips from here on out for the most part.
Yeah.
Especially if they're like week-long trips to multiple locations or something.
I honestly don't even know if that was something that the organization did or if that was something that Miss America did.
I
because
could totally see her just doing that.
She is so meticulous and such a planner, which is great because I mean obviously she does super well and she has her fucking life together.
Yeah, she's an adult.
Yeah. We're clowns.
Nah, we are not.
But Holy shit! Yeah, that I don't know if that was something that the organization did or something that she did, but either way, it was meticulous, planned down to the very second.
Yeah, and everything went off without a hitch.
Yeah,
We even got to do some gambling.
we did gambling.
Got a lot of good
Spearmint
stories
Rhino.
there. Oh, that's right. We went to the
First
Rhino
Spearmint
Special
Rhino
Interest
store,
Establishment.
yeah.
I had a bacon cheeseburger with
Yeah.
a fried egg on top, and we watched
at noon.
at noon, and we were watching a Giants playoff football game.
Yeah,
Incredible.
it doesn't.
It couldn't get much better for a scene setter than.
Yeah. I feel like that was our first day.
Yeah, it probably
It
was.
was our first day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before any of the actual formal
Event
events.
started. Yeah.
And what a great time that was.
Oh man.
Fantastic. A lot of great stories, a lot of good memories.
Holy shit.
And
That was great.
That's what I love having you guys on, and like I'll get other guests on to talk about things like not just my friends, but like professionals in some world
Yeah.
to talk about other stuff. But
Ooh.
being able to have my brothers on and my friends on to
Man, that light is
the light
killer.
stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, but you're a tall, like normal sized adult,
Yeah.
so it works.
I think I'm a little bit bigger than a normal size.
Probably, yeah. But so it doesn't block you out
Yeah.
too much. But
Yeah.
so we got to actually cut this before the sun blinds us. But
Yeah.
this is one of the great things about having you guys on the show is we can just start talking and just go down memory
Right.
lane and then talk about lessons learned from that and how we grew or didn't grow or whatever
Yeah.
from it and how we're better off.
Yeah,
for it.
and how far we've come. It's great. I feel like this is a little bit of an abrupt cutoff, and I apologize if you guys were enjoying that story because there's a lot more to that
lot more.
fucking Vegas story. But we're actually heading out for my birthday dinner tonight, so we have to get ready and get dressed because it's a nicer place, and so we have to like shower.
I gotta
and, like,
pretend that
Yeah.
I belong in society. I'm still gonna stick out. I'll try. Maybe we'll take pictures and you'll see. Like, there's Libretti. Clearly, he's not dressed for the occasion. But we're gonna try to be in society for a little bit.
Yeah.
So thanks for.
You want to highlight the big three?
Yeah, we
before
gotta
go?
knock out the big three
Yeah,
real
go
quick,
for
of
it.
course.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you can see these muscles because we've definitely been. highlighting
You've been-
big three.
I don't really have muscles anymore. I'm just kind of fat that's on top of old muscle and bone. Stress fat, depression fat. But hey, you gotta get
sucks.
through. We gotta get through the push to the right. Nobody's perfect. We're all human.
That's right.
But leading into that big three,
By the way, great game.
it is a
3-3,
good game.
bottom
Going to the
11.
11th inning.
Holy shit.
You guys are catching a great game right now. Oh, you're welcome.
I know we're on mute right now.
Yeah.
But
We should put that game on instead of listening to these two idiots. But anyway, exercise every day. Number one. Best thing you could do for physical, mental, emotional well-being and health and improvement in your life is exercise. Do anything. Go for a walk, ride the bicycle, yoga,
Yeah,
anything.
anything.
Hit the ball around. Do something.
Yeah.
Just do it.
you'll be surprised how much those endorphins and that dopamine improves your mood and your just overall life.
Yeah, it's incredible. Just the
awesome.
littlest amount. And you can tell only when you don't do it after a while and
How
you
shitty
realize,
you feel.
I feel like shit.
Yeah.
So exercise every day. Number two, don't be a shitty person. It's so easy. I talk about this
Don't cheat
constantly.
on
It's
your
so
boyfriend.
easy. What's that?
Don't cheat on your boyfriend
Yeah, don't cheat on your boy. That should be an easy
or
one.
girlfriend.
Yeah, don't be a cheater, adulterer. Don't be a text message tough guy or keyboard cowboy. Being a shitty person to someone you don't even know or have no idea what they're all about. Mislav.
Jesus!
Just understand that other people are human beings as well with feelings and lives and stories behind everything that they're doing. So understand that before you just be an asshole. Third thing, most important, be thankful and grateful for all the good things you have in your life.
I'm thankful for you, Sarge.
Thanks, brother, and I'm thankful for you as well. And that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, who else gets to come down, visit their friends, record a podcast, go down memory lane? This is awesome. Like, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, we've had a great weekend so far. Let's keep it going.
It's been fun. Yeah, we'll keep it going. So be thankful and grateful for everything.
Maybe
whether
we'll
it's
add
this.
an addendum to tonight's episode tomorrow morning before you leave.
Yeah, we can keep recording. We'll leave this stuff out a little bit longer.
All right.
But thank you for letting me set up shop down here, for having me for the weekend, and
Yeah,
for
of
being
course.
on the show and being my brother, man.
Yeah, of course, man.
So
Thank you. Cheers.
you jabronis.
Hey, I was gonna read that toast, but it's a terrible toast. Never mind.
No, it's really not good. So we're not going to read what's on the display. But guys, go to the website johnlibretti.com. Like, share,
Yeah.
post. Tell your friends and enemies about all the good stuff on there on the website, on the YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Facebook page. Contribute. I love listening and reading the reviews and the contributions. I fire back replies on comments all the time, so do it. Even if you're shit talking, if you're thumbs down in the videos, interact, engage, help the program, help yourselves.
Grow the program.
Thank you again,
Grow the world,
brother. You got anything final? Do you want to plug any?
I'm just saying, if anybody ever comes to Atlanta, just let me know. I'm happy to host, and I will definitely make the trip down, enjoyable.
Oh yeah,
So
100%. For the third time, 100%. Thank you guys again. I love you all. Stay strong.